I'm going to show you guys a picture. This is Xu Haifeng. Her home was razed 3 years ago. She went to Beijing to complain about the local government who ordered the demolition. Since then, she says her family members have been kidnapped 18 times, typically having black bags thrust over their heads before being taken to a hotel turned illegal jail in the eastern city of Wuxi and locked up for weeks in a tiny windowless room. Her 74-year-old mother, she says, has been abducted nearly a dozen times and held illegally for almost a year in a campaign to silence the family demands for proper compensation. Now, Xu's story is shocking, even for a country that seemed to be used to arbitrary and often violent land grabs. As the number of land disputes increase, so has the tension between the Chinese people and the Chinese regime, resulting in over 13,000 riots per month across China. And if you're not familiar with China, you might be asking, well, why does the local government seize land? Why are land seizures increasing? And why does the central government turn a blind eye? Well, the simple answer is, well, it's because of money. And oh yeah, many of the local Chinese governments are now in massive, and I mean massive debt. An audit that took a sample of 36 local governments at the end of 2012 found that those authorities has taken on a total of, get this, 3.85 trillion with a T yuan, or $628 billion in debt, up from 12.9% from 2010. Now that works out to be $17.4 billion each. And as a comparison, Detroit, which went bankrupt last month, was just under $18 billion in debt. More fundamental explanations for the debts lie in China's institutional shortcomings. Now, you might know that government leaders and officials at all levels of government in China, they're not elected. What you probably don't know is the criteria to measure local officials' performance for promotion. Well, this is strange, is the ability to attract investment and to be able to obtain land by moving away existing land users. What this is basically saying is that if a local official wants to be promoted, they have to be really good at driving away current landowners because they want to sell the land to developers. But again, why are the land grabs increasing? Well, Li Guoxiang, the Deputy Director of Rural Development Research at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, a top government think tank, says that local authorities across China derive between 20 and 90% of their income from selling expropriated land. 20 to 90% of their income comes from land grabs. Well, land grabs also played a critical role in China's urbanization drive that has raised it to the world's second biggest economy. So this explains why the Chinese central government turns a blind eye to the land grabs going on the local region. 20 to 90%. Can you imagine that? 20 to 90% of your local government's income is from taking your land. That's just utter nonsense anywhere else in the world, but in China, this is what's happening right now. No wonder Beijing is turning a blind eye, and sad to say, but Xu Haifeng and many like her will continue to face this type of unjust persecution of government land grabs. Now, many people in China are asking this question. If a city like Detroit can be made bankrupt, will cities in China face a similar fate? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.